Alrighty, good evening. So I got off work early today due to the fact that we had a power outage. So I get to start my workout a little earlier. Today we're gonna knock out shrugs, bear dog, and also Turkish get-ups. I've incorporated those into my ab routine. So I'm actually pretty sore from working out Tuesday still, so that's where kind of glad to have some of this accessory work. And I know like that Turkish getup is good for me because of my imbalances. So first thing we're going to work on is the shrug. I'm still having some neck pain when I do it with my right arm. So we're going to be playing around with stuff. So manage 15 reps. We're going to see what happens when I go to the right side. So you'll see me kind of shifting position here. Oh. All right. Well, since I did my left side first, I had no pain on that one, so that's good. So this should go pretty quick today in terms of the workout, just because it is kind of easy stuff. I know I'm gonna have to adjust the camera at least 1 or 2 times, but we'll see how things go. So I think I did weigh myself this morning, and so I dropped from like 180, 181 to 176 and change. So I know, but my body fat percentage is like 20%, so I'm like, okay, that's mostly water weight, because I'm typically around 18% body fat, and the more dehydrated I get, the higher my body fat goes, up per how the scale reads it. So, and I figured out that I basically got another 3 weeks worth of protein powder left, since I'm only doing a scoop a day, and once I'm done with that, that weight will probably start coming off a little slower, or slowly. I think it's like 160 calories per scoop. So that'll be 32, 160 times 10 equals 1600 times 2 equals 3200. So losing a pound every like 3 weeks. Very slow, but it'll be manageable. What I like about the shrugs here is, admittedly, most people probably tend to kind of like overutilize their upper trap, but is that you can also work on like good mechanics in terms of being able to keep those shoulder blades down and back, feeling good lat engagement, keeping that weight close to you as your shoulder goes up and down. I'm still fatiguing after 15 reps with a 45-pound weight, so just because it's tight doesn't mean it's it needs to be stretched. Sometimes it needs to be strengthened. So, little life tips. All right. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I was talking about this to my coworker where there's a lot of contention in physical therapy because we have different theories as to why some things are one way when we see a patient, not another, and so it makes things like complicated. Like, what is the theory that's the best for people? And one of the things that's a little contentious right now is like our special tests. They're not always super specific to what we're testing or sensitive to whether it's positive or negative, that kind of thing. Are they valid? Are they reliable? Are they consistent? Like specific, or was it accuracy versus specificity, that kind of thing. So, or precise. So one of the things that annoys me with a lot of the special tests is that 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12. So what annoys me about the special test is that sometimes there's not enough load to aggravate a symptom. So like, for myself, I know my left side is kind of tight, and like doesn't do what I want it to do consistently, but it's never caused me pain. The fact that as soon as I picked up that 45-pound kettlebell and I tried to shrug, I had pain, I'm like, okay, so there's not really I feel like there's not really a specific, consistent, reliable test that we have to say like, hey, this is what's causing this pain on this side. Or a more extreme example is like, okay, you have a marathoner who says, I get knee pain at mile 20 every time. So miles 1 through 20, or 1 through 19 are fine. But once they hit that magical marker, all of a sudden they have knee pain. So, like, how do you provoke that in the clinic unless you have them come in like 2 hours early, get on the treadmill to run 20 miles, to get the knee pain to be provoked, to then treat them? Or like that you have to sit there and watch them for the full, 20 miles to see like, okay, what are their deficits in? Like what's happening as they run those 20 miles? Or conversely that, okay, you're coming to me with shoulder pain. I'm gonna ask you to lift up your arm and turn this upside down. Is that painful? Okay, if you moving your arm is painful, you moving your arm in other directions is probably gonna be painful too. So, that being said, we use them because unless 6, we use them because if you come in with shoulder pain and I have you do this and there's no pain from this, then it helps you kind of move into a different direction. Okay. All right. So we got the bear dog next. So I got my little sliders on the floor there. So, buddy. What I'm gonna try and do first is a hold. Oh, you can't see me. I'm gonna see if I can just hold this for about a minute first, and then we'll move into the movements. All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh. So that was mildly challenging. Oh. So I think tomorrow is deadlift without wraps. And we'll see how my back does. Especially my upper back, because that's what's like sore today. So what I'm gonna try next is the kind of like the bear dogs. So the first one was a bear crawl hold, and then we'll move into the bear dogs. So similar to the bird dog, just floating the knees. And I'll probably shoot for like 15 reps on one side, take a break, and then do 15 reps on the other. And then might be again another minute hold. If I hadn't done the minute hold, I probably would have just done like 2 sets on each side and called it a day. So, alright. Of course, the hope is that these sliders actually slide. Alright. Okay, so we float. Change your heart midway through. We're going to do 8 and 8. And then we're going to attempt the non-slider bear dog. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So I'll call that one set, because then what I'm going to try is the bird dog arm and leg movement, or something along those lines. And if I can't do 2 legs, I may go kind of around the clock, where like right arm, left leg, right leg, left arm, left leg, left arm, right arm. So I'm kind of just circling that way. But first, about a minute break. I will say I'm pleased with, even though I took 2 weeks off because of life, my body's, I don't feel exhausted. So like I've been sleeping better over the last 2 weeks, which I'm grateful for. And I feel like, I've gotten into a good rhythm with this workout, even though, like I said, life happened there. But we'll see what happens. Life can throw a lot of curveballs at us, so. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna float. Might have to go a little wider. Oh. All right, that was a lot harder than I expected. Especially for how out of breath I am. So I had to go pretty wide on the stance to be able to do that. Glad I did it. Glad I could do it. Final set's definitely gonna be easier. I'm not gonna time it. I'm gonna do that little clock variation. So that's where one of the things I'd like to impress on you folks is there's so many variations and sub-variations of exercises that you do have to be creative sometimes in making something work better for you as an in-between between levels. So if that's something you want to learn more about, gonna post up the exercise you're interested in doing, but you don't know how to kind of meet yourself halfway there. All right. Okay. That should work. Okay. That's right. So final set is just to be kind of going around the clock. All right. All right. Wait a second. Am I supposed to be doing this right now? Oh, that's right. I moved Turkish get up to full body. Oh, all right. So, let's see here. Seeing how tall do I need to go and still be able to see myself on the floor. Will that work? Let's hope it works. Okay. I might be able to take like it's like a foot down the door. Just a little tick. Alright. I think that'll work. Okay. So last thing we got is the Turkish get up. This shouldn't necessarily be like something that you're trying to get up to like crazy amounts of weight on. I mean, you can do it. You can do a lot of things though. It's more so about like feeling like you can get your body moving, right? So let's see here. Let's do it this way. Can you still see me? Sure, why not? Okay. Nope. Very good. All right. There's one. Am I gonna have time to do two? Yes. All right. So this is a side I kind of consistently have some issues with in this diagonal pattern, so. Oh, that was smooth. All right. That went pretty good actually. My shoulders are a little tight on both sides between squats and overhead press on Tuesday. But that felt really good. All right. One more rep on each side and that's a wrap for today. Good. All right, here we go. So I'm sweating. I got 3, admittedly. One exercise is pretty easy in terms of execution and recovery, especially with the weights I'm working at. Second exercise and the third exercise, I kind of cut down on the reps, but they're a little more technically challenging. But I'm sweating, like my arms are wet, and my heart rate got up. I got about a half hour's worth of a workout, so you don't have to make it complicated. Some days you just gotta get it done. So if you did what I did, great. If you're doing your own thing and you're using me as a workout buddy, fine. Or if you're just starting your journey, even better. Like, I'm trying to build a community of people who are trying to improve, be a little bit better in a different way every day, or the same way every day, but just trying to take a step forward some way, somehow, some form. But otherwise, good job. I'll see you next time, and stay safe.